Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. We're excited to show you how ImageAssist is helping 4D practices streamline clinical photography workflows. But before we get started, I just thought we'd do some quick introductions, and then we'll take it away from there.
Great. Well, thanks. I'll kick us off. So I'm Jonathan Sadlow, co-founder, chief operating officer at ImageAssist. My background is in go-to-market and enterprise software, and worked at companies like Google Cloud and others. Thank you so much. It's great to be here with you. Michael?
Yeah, hi guys. Michael Galenko here. I'm a plastic craniofacial surgeon here at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. I've been faculty for about 10 years, did the independent pathway, as many of you guys will know, general surgery, and then plastic surgery at Emory, and really excited to kind of bring ImageAssist to life here.
And I'm Sean, Vice President of Sales for 4D-EMR, and I've worked with practices in various capacities, marketing and sales, for the past 20 years. And at 4D specifically, we're actively seeking out quality integration partners that can extend the capabilities of our EMR and improve and streamline all sorts of workflows, in this case, the clinical photography. And Image Assist is an incredible tool, and I'm excited for all of you to see it. Dr. Golinko, what actually is the origin story of Image Assist?
Well, yeah, as I said, I'm pretty busy full-time clinician, so doing this in between surgery cases, as many of you are joining this webinar. And so obviously, as you guys know, we take a ton of clinical photos, and it's only increasing every year. I think by some estimates, it's up to 200 million to 500 million photos are taken across not just plastic surgery, but dermatology, wound care, burn, emergency room medicine to document any injury, any before and after photo. But as we all know that those problems persist of using those, like, let's say, society guidelines and baking them into our, surgical assistants or medical assistants that may be taking the photos or ourselves too. So it's hard to adhere to those kind of standards. Even if you do take those standards, right now the cameras and the phones are so good that oftentimes it's a HIPAA and security risk because I'm scrolling through my photo roll, and I'm guilty of this as many of you may be, of I'm scrolling through photos of my kids, and then here I have a picture of a face fracture or whatever it is alongside my personal photos. The other thing is even here at places like Vanderbilt, we have a photo room. Sometimes that is not really clinical space, but where you have to paint a wall or have a pull down screen to get that standardized, customized background that you want. Or if you have an SLR, it's kind of that kind of clunky workflow of getting that, SD card into your desktop and so forth. And so even though things exist or we get photos from patients all the time, there's that kind of lack of standardization that's really hard to implement. Furthermore, at some really big EMRs, we know that basically, and not 4D, by the way, but some of them are really not great at photo management. So that's another problem we were really trying to solve with Image Assist, is really saying, hey, I can take the photo in that standardized way, get it into 4D EMR or whatever EMR we're using as systems of record, but also simultaneously, we have a great web viewer that Jonathan and I will show you where you can organize, you can build albums, you can tag, so that it really increases and amplifies. That's a force multiplier of the power of that standardized photo. And so we incubated this here at Vanderbilt a couple of years ago. In my mind, I wanted something as simple and intuitive as mobile check deposit, where you have a little square around there and then boom, takes the picture. And so we took the ASPS guidelines that you see there, and actually won the Innovation Challenge several years ago at the meeting in Austin, and kind of brought ImageAssist to life. That's a picture of South Park of these first smart guides that we developed in terms of these little guides going red to green when the alignment is met according to our society standards. And so we've taken ImageAssist way farther away from there, but thought obviously it would be useful to us here at Vanderbilt in plastic surgery and other verticals. It'd be useful to you and your practice as well.
Great. Well, thank you. Let's watch a quick demo video of Image Assist, about 90 seconds to give everybody good context of the product, and then we'll drill down into the key features.
I think the music was playing, but we can take you through this. I don't hear that.
Image Assist, the ultimate standard in clinical photography, now on your iOS device. Get started in seconds with simple account setup and easy customization of your preferences. Each standardized body area can be selected and deselected, in addition to video clips up to 5 seconds. Don't see what you're looking for? No problem. Simply click Unguided in any body area to add what you'd like. SmartFrames technology guides you to perfect alignment, turning red to green when society standards for face and torso photography are met, ensuring unmatched consistency every time. Say goodbye to photo walls, rooms, and screens. Seamless background removal delivers a clean, professional look effortlessly. Quickly review thumbnails of any image and retake with ease to ensure the perfect shot. Easily capture video clips to document range of motion and movement with a single click. Stay organized with powerful search tools. Look up patients by name, procedure, or date range. Use the calendar search to track and retrieve photo sessions instantly. Our calendar export makes it easy to send a single session or a whole day's clinic. Share your work with ease. Export photos and videos directly from the app. Send via text, email, cloud drive, or social media in just a tap. Don't spend any more precious time labeling images, as our automatic file naming does the work for you. No more mixing clinical photos with your personal ones. HIPAA-compliant cloud storage keeps patient images secure, organized, and always accessible.
All right, great. So let's look at some of those key features in a bit more detail. So first and foremost are the smart guides that Michael described, that we took the American Society of Plastic Surgery photographic standards and templatized those. And so for the head and the body, which is the most commonly used guides with our customers and in plastic surgery, those go from red to green, like that mobile check deposit, where we use artificial intelligence to identify the human, identify the correct pose, ensure that alignment is created. And once it does, it goes green. So you know to snap the image there at that point. Currently, we have over 50 smart guides, and we're continually adding guides that customers request for particular use cases. We remove the background from the image to create a distraction-free professional image. By default, we start with the surgeon's blue, but you can customize your background color and change that, or you can allow the image to be transparent, the background to be transparent, and see the background as well. Just depends on your customization preferences. Next is we've really tried to solve the photo management, and this is something that you'll hear a little bit more about on our product roadmap, but we're really working on a lot of viewers and tools to make the full workflow with photos incredibly streamlined. We are HIPAA compliant, and so we've got an agreement with Google Cloud, company that I worked at in the past. And so this helps de-risk our customers and get those images off the personal camera roll. The web app and viewer, so I'll give you a quick look at that here shortly. Canva integration. So this was a new feature that we announced last week, very requested feature by a lot of our customers. So essentially, you can send an image directly from ImageAssist into Canva through that full authentication. And if we have a time today, I'll show you how that works as well. And then last, ImageAssist is built for teams. So we have collaboration features out of the box. So every team member's photos show up in ImageAssist for collaboration, and everybody's images can get integrated into the EMR. All right, so let's do a walkthrough of the integration with 4D. And to do that, I'm going to pull up ImageAssist, and I'm going to log in to my demo account. And so you see here, we're at the home screen of ImageAssist in the web app, and I can see my patients that I've created here, and then other sessions that have not been assigned to a patient yet. So we'll click in on Austin Powers, and we can see the patient information, patient detail, unique ID number. We have the ability to do a checkbox for patient photo consent for marketing. We will be adding forms soon with signature built in. And so if you come here, you can look at the image in more detail. And then I click in, and you can see how from the web app we can share to Canva, share by either email or downloading the image to the desktop. And let's just see if the Canva integration. So we click share to Canva. We reach out to Canva's API to authenticate that account. And it says the image was successfully uploaded to Canva in the folder. So I'll come over here. I'll hit refresh, projects, images, and there is the photo that from Austin Powers that we sent over there. So
I'll say
great.
too, Jonathan, let me just jump in with one thing about the export, because this is one of my pain points too, as certainly like a lot of you guys, is like if you have a really busy clinic, whether it's the med spa component of the surgical practice, like you're trying to organize your photos and not saying, oh, which patient was this and when was it? When did I see them? So some of that auto file naming kind of in our code already does that. If you go to export it to a secure location like your desktop for use, or if you're using it for before and afters for your own album, or just to track your clinical outcomes, it really does the auto file naming for you by the name and those identifiers that you put in. So that's a nice little feature that some of our users had asked for that we already built in. So it takes that guesswork out. You can upload bulk photos at a time off the web right to your desktop for however you want to use them in your secure environment, and you'll know who that patient is and when the date of the picture was.
Excellent. And so next, I'm going to set the 4D integration for us. So I just clicked into settings and integrations, and you'll see here where you can cut and paste your client ID and client secret. And so let me and this is for our demo account, our developer account here, and I'll click set integration. It'll just say you're setting the 4D integration. Go ahead and proceed. And so now what's happening is you'll see up here in this blue banner, it says the 4D EMR integration is active, and you'll see today's patients. So Surya Gupta, Anna, Marie, and then you'll see the other photos that you've taken in ImageAssist down here in other sessions. So if I click into Surya Gupta, this is a patient that's in 4D. So I'll click over here into the 4D environment that you're familiar with, and I'll do Gupta. There's Surya Gupta. And we can click in here and see the images that are related to that patient. And so what I'll do next is I will come in from my app on my phone to show you how we can take a picture from the phone here. So give me 1 second to switch this over, and I'm going to stop sharing my desktop.
And I'll say too, guys, if anybody has a question, feel free to write it in the chat, and we'll be checking that too. We'll have a more formal Q&A, so we'll definitely have some time at the end, but feel free to kind of chime in on any questions you initially may have.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay, so I'm logged in now on my mobile device, on my iPhone. I'm going to go back into settings and integrations, and you'll see that the client ID and client secret are pre-populated. I'm just going to hit set integration from the phone, and you'll see that the integration is now set. And so I'll come back here and I'll refresh, and I'll see today's patients that are pulled from 4D from the calendar for that day. And you'll see that I can actually kind of toggle forward to see tomorrow's patients, or with the arrow guides there. I'll go into preferences to show you how that works really quickly. So this is where you can set up the guides that you want, the preferences for your camera session. So we have a camera guide, a level indicator, flash. I recommend always keeping flash on. It just makes the imaging a little brighter, a little bit more consistent. And so here we can come in and select the smart guides that we want. So if we want to add a left 90 and all that, we can do that. And as I mentioned, we have full body from torso and body to hand and arm. And so you just kind of select or deselect and add these ones. And so every time then you go to start a new session, these are going to be the guides that are available to you. So I'll hit save. Next, I'm going to come to image customization. So here's where I mentioned that you can make the image transparent or change the background color. I'll make this one kind of like a green here, a sea foam, and I'll hit select. You can also manage your team subscription from the iOS app, or you can do that from the web app. I recommend doing it from the web app. It's just a little easier to kind of navigate. And yeah, that's kind of the main kind of setup there. So now I'll take an image here. I'll click into the patient, Surya Gupta from today. And I will start the session, take the picture, and that pulls up these different smart guides. So as you can see, I'm just thumbing over the different guides until I find the one here that I want. I'll take a picture. You can see some of my kids' toys in the background. Oops, that was not good. So I'll redo. I'll hit the redo button, and that one turned out nice and clear. No issue there. So I'll hit done, and that image is being saved. And then I will hit done once more. And so you can see I'm hitting refresh. You see the tag that says the photo is successfully updated to 4D. You can see the image down here. And then I can click into the patient and you can also see the image there. And so I will stop sharing from this user and remove this user and come over here. And so now I'm back into the 4D environment. I will hit refresh and you can see the image that we just took for Surya Gupta today with the seafoam background. And so it's as easy as that. You can be up and running in a matter of minutes with ImageAssist for downloading the app and setting the integration into 4D. Great. So, I think I'll speak really quickly about the ROI that practices see for using ImageAssist, and it really falls into three buckets. First would be the risk management and the protection from HIPAA fines that can be $50,000 a piece. We are HIPAA compliant. We get those images off your personal device, off your desktop, directly into the EMR and securely stored on ImageAssist. Next is the speed of capture. So one of the great things with the smart guides and the simplicity of the app is how quickly you can get in, take your photo session. We've seen over 50% in time saving. And so what that really translates into for a busy plastic surgery practice is you can get in 3 more patients per day and upwards of $300,000 a year with a busy surgical practice like that. And then last is the quality of the images are so good on the iPhone. We really believe you can get rid of a photo room should you want. That's a huge savings in equipment and costly space. setup time, construction. And if you turn that dedicated photo room into clinical space for an average size surgical plastic surgical practice, that can be $750,000 plus in additional revenue by opening up and making that being more efficient with that space. So, yeah. So,
one more thing to add to that too, and this kind of dovetails into our roadmap in terms of the ROI. This is something we experience kind of at our center, obviously, where we submit insurance. And if any of you submit insurance for any of the body contouring procedures you may do, be it a breast reduction, peniculectomy, we're really kind of streamlining that workflow in terms of making insurance kind of templates where you have to lift the penis up or lift the breast up to see the IMF, kind of right angle views for brachioplasty for body contouring after massive weight loss. So really streamlining that workflow, and we're beginning to show it, at least at our medical center, that can really reduce the denial rate. So you'll have less churn of patients saying, well, if insurance not going to cover it, they don't want to do the cosmetic cost. But we're having insurance tags that'll almost make it foolproof to make sure that you get those images, so you don't have to call back the patient and say, hey, by the way, we forgot to get this one key photo that we need to submit to insurance. So I'll just put out that there. But again, kind of just knocking down those barriers to a seamless kind of workflow photography or photography workflow. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. And so I think it'd be worth kind of talking a little bit, Michael, maybe you can take us through some of our core features that we have coming over the next 6 months that we're really excited about.
Yeah, super excited about this. That's what got me kind of into this field. I was working on the product and really solving these pain points. And so I tend to kind of geek out on some of these features. But I'm really lucky, I think, to work with Jonathan and our engineering team, who is top notch, data scientists from really at the cutting edge of AI technology. So I think the first thing that's coming out really before the new year is photo tagging. This came not only from you guys, kind of our user base and clinicians, but our own kind of natural instinct too, in terms of kind of categorizing and filtering kind of photos by saying, hey, this is a patient that has macromastia, or this is kind of facial aging or what have you, and then what procedure you're doing. So you're going to have basically procedure level tags that will say, hey, this is a rhinoplasty, this is body contouring, brachioplasty, thigh lift, etc. You also have the ability also to do diagnosis tags as well, which helps for a variety of different use cases, whether you're academics, private practice, or private-demic, anywhere in between. The new guides also, in addition to the Canva integration we just rolled out, are going to be more streamlined, so a little bit more intuitive. Basically, that's also based on some feedback from users who are in the trenches taking photos. They want something really simple and clean with really good tolerances that give you that photo consistency. So a little more streamlined guides for face and body. Importantly, we're also adding those guides that will basically kind of go into that insurance submission workflow of like, hey, a guide with the panis lifted up that'll indicate to who was ever taking the photo with very minimal training, be it a medical assistant or if your nurses are taking the photos. Really, what we found here at our center is that it takes about 3 patients to kind of get used to the guides, that we, again, are really driving on that simplicity, that elegance of the guides to make it as simple as possible. So guides with kind of showing basically for brachioplasty where the arm's at a right angle, and also kind of for breast reduction or breast kind of insurance work where they have to see the inframammary fold, which isn't routinely captured necessarily by our ASPS guidelines. So moving into after the new year, photo ghosting is another feature y'all have been asking for, which we're integrating too, just as another assurance or registration. If you're taking a repeat photo of the same patient, that we're kind of putting a ghost photo transparency in addition to the smart guides that we already have, just to ensure that consistency. The ability to do photo annotation as well, so you could do markups of simple pointers or circles and things like that when you're in the clinic space and kind of showing a before and after photo to a patient of saying, hey, this is what you want to point out. I think the big one is photo albums. I think this is one we're really excited about, again, leveraging a lot of the AI technology. No spoiler alert there, but having a super seamless, really, really cool experience of how do you build a photo album of before and afters of one patient over time, or if you're looking at the same sort of diagnosis with the smart filters that we'll have of multiple patients of the same diagnosis or whatever filterable tags over time as well. So if you want to look at your last 100 breast reductions of all the folks that are aged 35 to 55 that meet a certain BMI and criteria, it'll be able to do that really seamlessly for you in 2026. So really excited about that. Some of the other things that people have been asking for is the DSLR capture, and we get that. I mean, obviously those cameras for many years have been the gold standard. And if we had a way to integrate our guides into that photo capture, and also make that as seamless for y'all to kind of get it integrated into the EMR, but also on the web. That's one of our goals in Q1. Lighting control with kind of standardization of kind of having a certain tolerance of the lighting to, again, reduce shadowing is obviously super important in photos to compare apples to apples. So that's coming out as well. And a photo transfer tool. Obviously, like myself, I have all my photos on Microsoft OneDrive, like many of you do, or Dropbox, or they're stored in kind of where you may have to take them from one platform to another. So we're really building technology that'll help you ease that transfer if you've been using another platform into ImageAssist for, again, taking advantage of all those really smart tools for photo organization and management and export for whatever purposes, being a marketing, research, publication, presentation, all of the above. As Jonathan alluded to, consent forms is a really another cool thing where it's going to be like a drag and drop finger sign on the phone. And then create your own sequence too. We realize that just because I do my head first, I operate obviously above the clavicles mostly in the cleft and craniofacial world. You might want to create your own sequences. So we heard you, and we are building to that where you can actually drag and drop and kind of say, okay, I want to take this view first, this view next, and save that as a preference. So really just streamlining your own workflow for your own practice. We want ImageAssist really to be a ubiquitous kind of platform that takes the shape of the container, and the container being your practice, like making you guys giving you superpowers, if you will, for you guys are in the trenches every day taking care of patients. So we just want to give you those seamless tools that molds to your workflow and practice really easily. We're updating some of the things in the web app too to make it a nice, more clean, refined, familiar environment to work from the web, and building up our security features as well. Other things coming in later in mid 2026 that also goes to some other really, really big features that people have asked for is wound measurement or lesion measurement. If you're tracking a mole or something, or those are my colleagues who work in the wound burn world or chronic burn wound world, tracking that wound and getting an automatic surface area and measuring that over time is really important. And that can lead to other prognostic features down the line. And then another thing is, I think I would say My ImageAssist, so a patient portal. Obviously 4D has that. Other platforms have that. So having the ability for a patient to send you a standardized photo as the clinical team is also really important for that security. So it's off your personal text chain. And then kind of finally moving off to Android technology is too. So we're kind of a ubiquitous platform for whatever phone you guys and platform you guys want to use. So I guess I'll pause there, but a lot of exciting things in 2026. So Sean, I'll turn it back to you.
All right, great. So for us over at 4D, it's been just super exciting watching ImageAssist and progress in a very rapid, short period of time over the past couple of years. It's, Jonathan and Michael are really passionate about this, and not only is the software continuing to improve at as I mentioned, a really rapid rate, but the integration with 4D is just really seamless. And that's one of the things that is obviously very important to us. And again, back to what I said in the beginning, we're really careful about choosing our integration partners, but this was just a no-brainer for us. And, we have an opportunity to see a lot of different image systems, the standard image systems that have been around for decades, and, some of the up and comers and new systems that are coming out. And we've just been so impressed with ImageAssist. And I think, one thing I thought would be helpful to cover now is, how do people get started with this, Jonathan, and what does it cost?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And we are grateful for our partnership with 4D as well. So thank you, Sean.
Really?
So we have really simple and scalable pricing for teams of every size. So we have three tiers that are super easy to get going. First is our starter tier. This gives you up to 2 unique logins for your team, and then we go up to standard, and that's 3 to 10 logins. Most of our 4D customers are in the standard range. Most of our customers in general are in that standard range. And then for larger multi-location practices, there's the plus tier, and that gives you between 11 and 30 unique logins across your team. And so all you got to do is, come to our website, imageassist.com, click on start your 14-day free trial. So when you do that, it'll take you to create an account on our web app. You create that account, you verify your email, and then you log in. And once you log in, you'll see this paywall here. You select your subscription tier that works for the size of your practice, and then you go through the Stripe checkout very simply. We use Stripe to manage our billing and team management. And once you do that, you've got 14 days before you get charged. You can cancel any time between that. And we offer very flexible agreements. So there's no long-term commitment. You can be month to month with ImageAssist, or you can go ahead and pay annually and get a 10% discount by doing that as well. So super easy to get going. Like I said, you can be up and running with ImageAssist and 4D in a matter of minutes once you create your account and download the iPhone app or bring it onto your iPad, set that integration, and you're ready to go. So thank you all so much for your time and attention here today. We're really excited to work with you. Please feel free to reach out to our contact information here, or I've also provided a link to Calendly to schedule a meeting with our sales team